Alright, this is probably my first video. I mean, after having pleurisy, I had like a ton of videos that I made. They were beer reviews that I have not uploaded because I kind of still have pleurisy. But I can do a video now. Yeah, it just kind of fucking hurts like my whole chest whenever I like breathe too deeply, but it's better than it was. So I had $6 in my account today when I left work, and I bought a bottle of Hefeweiss beer by Camo, which is one of my favorites right now. And then I had about which was about $3.50, and then I had a couple dollars left, you know. So I bought this thing. I've been seeing it for a long time in the wine and spirits department at Hy-Vee. This is Camo Black Ice high gravity lager beer. So I guess a lot of things kind of are weird here. It says black ice, so that might make you think that that's an ice beer. And it says high gravity lager beer, so it says high gravity. So I'm gonna guess it's a high gravity malt liquor, because high gravity and malt liquor are pretty much the same thing. Just high gravity is a little bit different kind of malt liquor. So look at this can. I mean, it says 10.5 alcohol by volume, so that scares me. I mean, I've never really had any kind of really high alcohol by volume that has been good, I guess. I mean, probably the highest lager beer or malt liquor or high gravity that I've had that's been, good. I guess, I don't know, I guess it probably was the highest, maybe like 5.6 or 6 or something like that. I mean, I had Steel Reserve, which is high gravity, and that was alright. So this gets a 54 poll rating on Beer Advocate, and the bros have not reviewed it. And I'm in Nebraska, so it's pretty much easy for me to get it. Brewed by 5 Star Brewing Company in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and Latrobe, Pennsylvania. U.S. corporate headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada. So yeah. La Crosse, Wisconsin, or Latrobe, Pennsylvania. I assume that this came out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. So, I'm a little afraid here, but let's go ahead and give it a try. A lot of smoke. I just got like a weird smell came right out of there. Ooh. I decided to have this first and review this first before I drank that finest pound of Hefeweiss beer, so that I can have a nice, delicious thing to make me feel better after this experience, depending on how horrible it ends up being. Yeah, there's a lot of smoke that came out of the can. Getting a lot of weird smells already, so I'm a little afraid. Okay, we got a thick, soapy, kind of bubbly white head. It's going down a little quick at this point. It's bubbly and fluffy. A good amount of bubbles rising to the top here. And the color is like, it's a golden, darker golden kind of color. I'm gonna cry. I'm just so happy that I have that Hefeweiss beer in the refrigerator. That's for sure. Head's going down pretty good, so that's quick. All right, well. It's a kind of a golden, kind of orangish color, kind of moving towards orange. It's clear, it's filtered well. So, unfortunately, let's give it a smell. grain husk. Grain husk immediately can pick up some alcohol there too. Yeah, definitely alcohol kind of sting kind of there. Other than that, grain husk, maybe some barley malt there, but it's be very faint barley malt. Well, that's it. The aroma is not very strong or anything, so let's unfortunately go ahead and give it a try. Alcohol burn in the throat, of course. I mean, it's 10.5%. I mean, so if I'm gonna I'm gonna guess that. I guess if you've had Four Loko, I think that lacrosse or what you call it, 5-Star Brewing, 5-Star Brewing Company. I think 5-Star also brews Four Loko, and they also brew Earthquake. Earthquake is not that bad now. Four Loko is 12%. This is 10.5, so that's not that far off. So I would assume that if you drink this whole can, you're gonna have, or if you drink it quick, you're gonna have a little bit of a buzz. There is corn husk, and I can tell it's husk because it's not your typical. It's not your typical American lager kind of thing there. It's more of a high gravity kind of flavor. The grain husk is there more than the grain. If you go ahead and smell or taste Milwaukee's Best or Keystone Light or Coors Light, Bud Light, Miller High Life, Miller Lite, those big ones that you see everywhere, you're gonna get a nice grain and barley malt smell. The grain smell is different from grain husk, and this smells like grain husk. It's the grain husk, I guess, is there first, but then it's not entirely like sickly sweet, kind of like a lot of malt liquors are. It's not like overly sweet or nothing. The barley malt is there minimally. It's very small. So this is a high gravity malt liquor that is not, one of those overly sweet ones. I mean, I'm not saying that all malt liquors are overly sweet, but I've had some that are just like sweet. And the regular malt liquors do have some sweetness there that is actually good and tolerable. But this does not have a whole lot of sweetness. This definitely has character. Okay, so this is not something that you can say has no character, because it has character. Well, one good thing is that because I do have pleurisy still, it's still kind of hard for me to sleep a little bit, because even when I'm laying down, it still just fucking hurts. Even when I'm still getting over it, I am getting over it. It doesn't hurt near as bad, but it still hurts, and I still can't fucking sleep. So I'm pretty sure that I will be able to go to sleep after this and the Hefeweizen beer I got in the fridge, which is fucking delicious. Okay, one big characteristic that dominates the flavor of this beer, of this high gravity malt liquor lager beer. A good alcohol, kind of big dominant alcohol flavor just dominates the whole thing. From when you first try it to the finish. It just dominates the whole thing. The grain husk and the barley malt do come in a little bit later. Grain husk definitely more than the barley malt, but just alcohol just dominates it. And me evaluating this as a beer is not that good. You can taste, so much alcohol in this. That it kind of like stings your throat a little bit, and it almost has the flavor of or the character, I guess, of almost like there's whiskey or something in it. It has kind of like I guess it kind of feels like and tastes like there's whiskey. It just is so much alcohol flavor. I mean, it doesn't even taste like beer that much. It tastes like you have like a underwhelming kind of lager, but then you put tons and tons of hard liquor in it. So, mouthfeel. It's wet, of course. I mean, it's not too wet, but it's kind of, it is relatively wet, I guess. I would almost say dank, but I wouldn't say that. But it's definitely wet. It's not dry. I wouldn't call it crisp either. It's light. It's very light, and it's very, 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 very drinkable. Refreshing, no. But that's mostly because of the alcohol taste and sting. The alcohol taste and sting prevents this thing from being drinkable by any means. It's not prickly, but there is definitely carbonation. It's just kind of a off-putting kind of alcohol flavor, I guess. That's not something that I like in beer. I like beer taste, not alcohol. If I want hard alcohol, I'll buy whiskey or something, And I did have my little whiskey phase, which is sober, and now I'm back to beer, but what sucks is I kind of can feel a little bit of that now. I can feel like almost moving towards a buzz in my body. It's that high. How would I rate this among malt liquors and beer? Both very low. I mean, malt liquor and high gravity, there's better ones out there. If I want a good high gravity high gravity lager beer, I would go to Steel Reserve. If I'm looking for a high gravity lager, then normally, which I wouldn't be, but I would go to Steel Reserve. Steel Reserve is not bad, and it's tolerable and almost towards all right. It's not terrible by any means. How would I rate this? It's not an F. It's not undrinkable. I can drink it. But do I like it that much? No, and I would probably put it below C range. I would have to go ahead and say D. I mean, for one thing, all I can really taste in my mouth, the aftertaste is alcohol. The whole taste just sting and feel and taste of alcohol. That's just what's there. There's really no other beer tasting characteristics here. It's just kind of malt liquor, I guess. No, I mean, it's just like alcohol. So, if you want to try it, go ahead, but it's not D all the way.